Well, Brady, what are you thinking right now?
I'm just stoked to finally get to start spring ball, and it's our last day before spring break, so I think it's a pretty important practice. And we have the whole defense in, and we're all ready to go, so it should be a good practice today.
You mentioned that it's a kind of a different setup in terms of 5 practices, time off, then 10 more. What are your thoughts and the team's thoughts on that?
I really like it, and I think the team likes it too, because you have 5 practices and they're like really focused on technique and stuff. Then you get to go home and recover and take some time off, but you still get to work out and like be able to fix any little dings you have. Then you get to come back and practice a little bit more, but I really like the schedule because we just get to recover a little bit. So.
Has there been more teaching in practice these first 5 or I guess 4 than previous years?
Yeah, definitely, because these 5 practices are all about installing the defense and like reminding us what we're supposed to do, and just a little tweaks here and there of the defense that they're changing this year compared to last year. I feel like they really focused on that this week and last week too.
The periods are longer too, right?
Yeah, it's longer team periods, so we get more reps. But it's also like, it's not like it's a longer practice, but you're still getting more reps. So I think it benefits us a lot more.
Coach he made something about discipline. He wanted to increase discipline, cut down penalties. Have you noticed things that he's been doing and you've been doing in practice to make that happen?
Oh yeah, we focus on making sure and looking at the ball on defense and not jumping off sides, or even if the offense, like they're making sure to focus on no false starts or any holding calls. So we're really trying to cut down on those penalties because we were one of the worst in the nation last year penalty-wise. So if we can cut that down, then I think we should be fine.
You're at the point now where you need to start being a leader. Do you feel that your leadership's starting to come through?
Yeah, I feel like leadership comes with how you perform and how you work. So I feel like if I keep working hard, then people are going to start listening to what I'm saying. And if I keep performing in practice and games, then I think people will start to listen and want to do what I do. But I have guys like Ugo that always have my back, and as long as I have his, he's going to be there for us. So I feel like our safety group has really come together this spring compared to last year. So I'm excited to see what we do.
What's the fourth quarter program like? How would you describe it in your eyes?
It wasn't the most fun thing, but we made it fun, Like, it was a pain in the butt when you're doing all these drills and guys are throwing up, but you're working your butt off and you're just trying to grind through it with your buddies. So, I mean, it's just something that you got to get through. But we make it fun, and we just try to go out there and compete.
So it wasn't fun because of the difficulty?
Yeah, it was just hard because it was super difficult, but that's what makes it fun, because those are the memories that you remember, after college. You're going to remember the times that you're with your buddy and he's bent over throwing up, and then you're throwing up and then he's picking you up, and it's just vice versa. So I feel like, pushing through is the memories that you make, especially in practice too.
Guys have said it's really helped with functional football movements. Last year they said that it was maybe just getting big and running straight, whereas now, because in football that's not going to be the case. Do you feel like that's helped you in the football functional standpoint?
We've definitely worked in the weight room on like hip mobility and strengthening our flexibility, because last year we were pretty stiff, and this year we really tried to focus on speed too, because that's one thing we need to boost up is our speed and our quickness, and then just our mobility. So I feel like we've gotten a lot better at that.
Sorry if you've been asked this already, but is there anything that you guys were able to do in this first week of practice, being under the same defensive coordinator for a second year, that you just weren't able to do last season when you guys got into this?
Oh, we were definitely able to focus more on like little tweaks of the defense, where last year we were just trying to learn it. But this year everybody knows what they're doing, so we just are trying to fix little things here and there, fix gap assignments, or just techniques, little things like that we need to focus on that we normally didn't focus on last year because we were just trying to learn it.
What was that first week like last year? Was it just kind of being force-fed like something new, or just...
I mean, they were just really trying to teach us it, and if you didn't figure it out, then you got pulled out of practice, and you just had to watch and learn it yourself. But I feel like this year we're just expected to know what we're doing, and guys really have to get in the playbook of, the new freshmen that are coming here, JUCO transfers. They're just expected to know what they're supposed to do. So I feel like it's harder for them this year, but for us, the guys that have been here, it's just been a lot easier, more technique.
Oh, pardon me. There are a number of young guys. Any of them standing out to you that have caught your eye in this early part of spring?
I don't know. I feel like Tyler Shuck's been doing pretty good. He's one of those incoming guys that's done really good. And then, of course, Johnny Johnson from last year. He's really stood out this year. And then Hockey, who is a transfer, he's been doing really well. So I'm excited to see what he can do this year, because he's a long, lengthy guy. And he's a hard worker, and he's not afraid of anybody. But he's also a guy that'll come to you after practice, hey, how you doing? Like, he's just a great guy. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
we talked about the more functional aspect of the fourth quarter program. Like Mario's been saying, he wants everything you do in there to relate to football and somehow, not just kind of like beach strength. Can you give us an example, like what's something you're doing this year with Feld and Mario that's a little bit different in terms of getting you guys ready more on field?
Definitely our mobility stuff. Like we would have sticks on our backs. We would make sure to work on shuffling and just loosening our hips, because you could tell when we do these little hip mobility tests in the Mariota Center, like everyone on the whole team had tight hips and tight ankles. So we've been really trying to focus on that. Yeah. So I gotta go.
Thank you.
Thank you.